Dave, congratulations. That is your 100th win as Stockport County manager, and a big one for your team today.
Yeah, really big one. A great place to come. Obviously, former Premier League ground, and although they had their problems, a brilliant arena to play football in, and a nice stat to, I suppose, back up what's a great 3 points for us.
What pleased you most about the performance today? I think first half particularly, your out of possession play was outstanding at times.
I think I spoke last week around the positives we can take from the Crystal Palace game. We spoke about it at half time. We've got ourselves in a winning position, and when we were a block last week, we made it really, really difficult for the Premier League team to get through us, and that was something we spoke about at half time. Like I say, our shape out of possession was to force them into certain areas. They're a possession-based team, and Lewis Wing has a big impact on how they play and how the game runs. So we evidently we're going to try and stop that. I thought we pressed and stopped him really, really well, and on the back of that made opportunities through our press, and got ourselves chances. We could have had more than what we did, but to score from two set pieces that we worked really hard at is pleasing, and it put us in a winning position at half time. It was important then that we manage that winning position and try to still remain positive and still remain on the front foot in order to try and go and get a third goal.
Performances, in fairness, have been there for a while, maybe aside from the Mansfield game, without the results to back it up. Key today, I suppose, was that you got the goals that you merited from the fast start that you made. Yeah,
past there. Could we have scored more? Of course we could have scored more, but if we'd have been offered before the game we were going to score 3 goals, I'd have fancied us to win the game, and we have. Again, it just shows the importance of set piece in terms of delivery, in terms of going and attacking the ball, because we've made opportunities outside of those in open play that we've not taken. We've taken one. We've had more chances and more situations that we could have made more of. So that combination is going to be important. But we've scored 3. Well, scored 3, and if it's 3 from set pieces or it's 3 from open play, it still results in us getting the same points as what we have. So yes, we'll need to add more. Not so much more goals. I'd be more concerned if we'd not been creating opportunities. We'll have to add more clinicalness, and it goes without saying that football matches, whether you like it or not, a lot happens between both boxes. The important bit happens in both boxes, and you've got to take them chances and make sure you defend. As we did that last little bit at the end to keep the ball out your net as best as possible.
It was 2 Ollie Norwood set pieces that created the first 2 goals, and he was your only change today, and seemed to enjoy himself back on his old stomping ground.
Yeah, Ollie's got quality. We've probably, even by his own admission, not seen enough of that over the course of the first part of the season. But he's an important player to us. He obviously comes back in today. No Odin in the squad. Odin travelled yesterday, but had to travel back to Manchester. His partner's due to give birth. So no news, but hopefully good news on the way. Not too far down the line. But Ollie goes in there and listen. He's played at a much higher level than this. The balance with him and Campsey and Will in there is doing a slightly different job today in terms of getting against Lewis Wing out of possession was really good, and gives us good balance and gives us quality within there to look after the ball. Although I would love to have done that for longer periods in that second half.
You've been asked the question a few times now about how you go about replacing the goals of Louis Barry now he's gone back. You've talked about other players stepping up in that regard, so how important was it to get Tanto and Jack both on the score sheet today?
Yeah, it'll be important to get all players that play on the top end of the pitch on the score sheet, and if you add set pieces to that, then you're gonna have good chances and good opportunities to keep up our goal scoring where it has been over recent seasons. But I think we have enough quality. Listen, we won't add to what we've got. That goes without saying. But if I'm looking and writing down Woods and Tanto and Will Collar and Campsey and Jack and Benno when he's properly fit, we've got goals in our team. Again, sometimes you can look for too much. If we've got players within our team that I suppose do what Woods or what Tanto do when they score 20 goals a season, I'm not sure they're going to be here very long, and that's the reality of where we're at. They provide other bits to our team, and we have to accept that they might be a little bit streaky in terms of the goal scoring and not being really composed and nailed down, that they're going to take X amount of chances depending on what's created, but that's where we're at. What we need to do is make sure we've got enough goal scorers and goal involvement players in our squad to pick up that slack and continue to score goals. We've done it today, but that doesn't mean to say that we've cracked it, that's all right, we can do it. We without question, we want to add to what we've got, and hopefully that'll be the case.
Great for Callum Connolly to get his first county goal. Just a word on his performances lately, because we spoke about Sam Hughes and the decision to allow him to go out to Peterborough, but you've been allowed to do that because Callum's really stepped up in the middle of that back three for you lately. Yeah,
Cal's been very good as a central one, whether he plays as a 3 or as a 4. We obviously had to make a decision with Hughesy going out. It was a really good option for him and for us in terms of the games that he'll get and the style of play that Peterborough have. But that, it doesn't I suppose take away from the fact that we'll do everything we can to bring another centre back in. We do need cover in that area. We're not daft to think we're just going to go with what we've got. Fraser's going to be out for another maybe 6 weeks. So we'll look to strengthen, but it'll only be to strengthen that group and make sure we've got enough cover. We've got Noiley doing a job on the right side, but we know that he can flip round and become a right back, and Maka doing a job up and down the side. Those two are similar in terms of the roles they'll give us. We do need another out and out centre back, and like I said, before the end of the window we'll definitely have one in.
We should emphasise this is a Reading team that have won 9 out of 11 here at home before today. Pretty free scoring here too. To limit them to just the one shot on target, which comes from a set piece, you must be delighted with the defensive control that he had today, even after conceding that goal.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with the goal we've conceded, because we speak diligently around our free kick setup and not giving away cheap fouls. It's a bad habit we have. There's an over eagerness at times to win the ball, and we need to be more composed. There's a poor foul in a bad area from Woods, and then we don't defend it. To be fair, it's difficult to see where I've not seen the goal, so and how we defend the actual ball that comes in. But we've got to be better. It goes without saying we have to be better. There'll be little things. They have one on the ball. We have 2 in the wall. We should have one on the ball. So there's things that we need to focus on the detail, which we will do. Like I said there are things that went on in the second half that we can do better, but it's great to be able to learn having a game and having won a game here against the team that, like I say, have got such a good home record. I stayed away from telling that to the players before the game, because I wanted us just to come here and play. It's a brilliant environment to play football, and we wanted to come here and play like we have when we went to Huddersfield and when we went to Rotherham, as a team that isn't in any way affected or frightened to come here and show what we can do, and the players have done that brilliantly.
Just a quick word on Tanto taking off early in the second half. What's the story there?
Yeah, I suppose I'm angry and relieved in two, or in the same moment, in the same breath, if you like, because it looked like he'd pulled up with a muscle injury, either a hamstring or a calf, so soon into the second half, 20 seconds, but as it pans out, it's from the kick he took in the first half, which is like I say, is a relief. The disappointing bit and the bit that I'm not happy about and won't tolerate is he's come off from a kick on the shin, and I spoke earlier in the season around Michael Mellon and shin pads that players will wear. You can't come off from a kick on the shin, or if you have to and you've got equipment that isn't fit for purpose on, then that's going to cause us a problem. Again, maybe it's a situation at the moment where, because of the options we have and we're a little bit stretched, that might not be costly to Tanto as an individual. If we're bringing players in that threaten his position and threaten the top end of the pitch, he'll end up missing out, and that'll be on him. But more importantly for me, that'll cost the group. And there's so many variables in this game that you can't control, and you could still wear shin pads that are like cricket pads and get injured. I get that, but you've got to try and minimise that as best as possible to come off, like I say, where he's got hit on the shin. It's high up, but the problem's in the middle of his shin, which, in my eyes, and I might be wrong, but I'm all right with that. If he'd have had decent shin pads on, I don't think that would have been the effect. And all of a sudden he could have remained on the pitch, remained a real threat for us, and gone on and got more goals than I think he's nicked that one in off Macca anyway in the first one. Could have got more goals. And for someone who is a goal scorer and wants to be given that opportunity, when you get the opportunity, you should be doing everything you can to make sure that's not taken away from you by something you can control. And like I say, it's something that we need to look at, and we'll have a chat about on Tuesday when we're back in.
Back into the playoff places now, 20 games to go. I suppose coming here and winning now gives you a great platform going into those 2 home games against sides in the bottom 4 currently. Yeah,
I don't think that makes a grand deal of difference. Like I said, there's absolutely no way from our perspective that we approach this game in any different way than we approach Crawley at home or Shrewsbury at home. They're both scrapping for their lives, just as Reading are scrapping for their lives to get in the playoff position. So nothing changes there. We've got 20 games left, and we need to win at least 10 of them. So if we win the next 10, then brilliant. It leaves us in a good place with 10 games to go. Is that reality? Probably not, but it still doesn't take away from the work that we'll do during the week, and beyond that, to make sure that the 2 home games that we have, sometimes it's more difficult to win at home, especially when probably before the game you speak to both Crawley and Shrewsbury. I still don't think they're in a position where they wouldn't take a point, or they certainly won't open up and think it's a win or bust game for them. So that brings different challenges with itself. We've got to focus on us. We've got to be as good at home and probably be a little bit different at home as we were today. And if that's the case, then we have a chance of winning. But this league, as we know, brings anything in terms of results, and we've got to be bang on. We will be. We'll recover properly. Hopefully, we'll have a few more bodies in the building that will allow us and give us more options. But if that's not the case, then we'll go with the group that we've got and take confidence from what we've done today when we're back in front of our own supporters.
100 wins in charge. Well done today.
Cheers, Liam. Thank you.